Welcome back to the WAC Podcast. Eric Danner now joined by Chris Cissell, the head women's soccer coach at Grand Canyon. Coach Cissell, welcome back to the WAC Podcast.
Yes, thank you, Eric. I was wondering why it had taken you so long to invite me back. I guess I made you mad last time we talked.
Well, you know, Kendra was off today, so we were looking at possible guests, and I said, we haven't had Coach Cissell. I'll tell you what, I'll do the Coach Cissell interview, Kendra. You stay off that day, and always a fun conversation with you, Coach. And first off, wanted to start with you with the hair. I mean, that's usually topic number one when we have you on the show. You know, when you're at Kansas City, I think you started the soccer rocker look.
Correct.
Now we got the clean cut guy who lives in Arizona look, and that's what you're sticking with, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really clean cut. I don't think my wife would say I'm clean cut. I probably don't shave as often as she would like. But the soccer rocker is just it's just too hot in Phoenix. It's just too hot in Phoenix to pull it off. So, and I'm 51 years old now, and a lot of my friends and family have even told me I might start to be getting a little bit too old for the soccer rocker, but I don't think so. I mean, I think if once the weather cools down here in Phoenix after the season, I might start growing the soccer rocker again for next season. You never know.
Well, Coach, so far this year, we're early in the season, I guess, in terms of we haven't had a lot of conference matches, but the women's soccer tournament starts before the end of this month. So
yeah,
it's crazy how fast this all goes by. You've had some big matches already, and it seems like Utah Valley has kind of made their imprint a few times this year. They got you at GCU. Is that one of those you're hoping to see again, or how do you kind of approach that?
Yeah, I mean, Utah Valley's doing great. I mean, Chris LeMay's done a phenomenal job there, and yeah, we're just looking forward to another opportunity. That just wasn't our day. We had a bad day to have a bad day, if you know what I mean. I mean, they're a very good team, but I don't think they're that much better than us. And so I think we're ready for that opportunity to try to continue to really push forward in these last 5 regular season matches and try to get the best seed we can possibly get at the tournament. And then I know our soccer family would like another chance at the Wolverines. They're very, very good. We have a lot of respect for them and their program and their coaching staff, but I also think that our team and our girls would really like another opportunity to play them and try to make things right for what had happened here. But I'm really excited about the WAC this year, though, Eric. I feel like the WAC women's soccer, like everybody's good this year. Everybody's having good seasons. There's a lot of really good teams out there, and I feel like every year, I mean, I've been in the WAC for a long time. I've been in the WAC for, I think it's like 10, 11, 12 years now, and I feel like every year we just continue to get better and better and stronger as a women's soccer conference, and really proud to see what all the other teams have been doing. And I think all of us have really scheduled difficult. I mean, we had one of the tougher schedules in the country. I know Utah Valley scheduled some really good teams, Stephen F. Austin, and go on and on and on within the WAC. Seattle always plays a tough schedule as well. We've already played 4 Power Fives this season and had a lot of success, had done really well, and we're really just a couple unfortunate things went our way. We could have tied at Arkansas, and we definitely could have won against Mississippi State. We knocked off Oregon, which was awesome, and we tied at the University of Arizona. So we've had some great results in our non-conference schedule so far.
Yeah, Coach, have you seen we've been doing the whacked graphic when you beat a Power Five? You got that when you played Oregon. I thought we were going to have a couple more, but like you said, a couple ties and a couple of really good efforts. As you mentioned, Arkansas, one of the top teams in the country, but we're trying to highlight that now with the whacked. It kind of like drops and then it says whacked.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I wish we would have been able to pull off a couple more for you guys, so you could have done that a little bit more often. But we've been very, very close this year. Right? I still don't think we've played our best soccer yet this year, which I think is exciting for us, knowing that we can be even a little bit better, a little bit more clinical in front of goal. And we feel like our best soccer is in front of us. So we look forward to these next couple matches coming up. We've got 3 in a row now at home, which is super exciting to be able to play at GCU in front of our fans in our awesome stadium. And then we finish with 2 on the road in Texas before hopefully heading to California Baptist for the conference tournament. But yeah, we had a really good training session this morning. I know our coaching staff felt really good about how well the girls have bounced back from a tough road draw at Utah Tech on Sunday. We tied 1-1 in a game where we created a lot of scoring opportunities, but unfortunately for us, only finished on one of them.
Coach, Gianna Gorman has been an outstanding player for a few years now at GCU, and you mentioned you've been in the conference over a decade. You've coached some really good ones. I got to imagine she ranks right up there as one of the top players you've had the opportunity to coach, especially in the WAC.
100%, Eric. Yeah, she's fantastic player, fantastic person, great leader, great captain. This is her third season with us. Her first season, she scored 10 goals. Second season had 18. And this year already has 13 goals and 4 assists. So, yeah, it's really fun to work with her, and it's been really fun to watch her career and to work with her every day and to help her develop into a big-time goal scorer. I mean, she finished somewhere in the top 5 in the nation last year in goals, and we expect that she will do the same this year. And we're just really proud of her and the entire soccer family. And she'd be the first to tell you, though, the reason she's scoring so many goals is the system that we play and the service that she is receiving from all of her great soccer family members is why she's able to pump in so many goals.
Coach, Dearia Jackson has also been an outstanding player for you guys as a goalkeeper this year. I believe her first year at GCU. Tell us about her road to the Lopes.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal goalkeeper, just super athletic, just a phenomenal shot stopper, just really intimidating. I mean, she's like over 6 feet tall, and she's got an unbelievable wingspan where she covers just so much of the goal. Super athletic. I mean, I feel like she's one of those players, one of those people that would be phenomenal in whatever sport she tried. And she's played a lot of sports. She's even on our women's rugby national team. It's something a lot of people don't know about her, but she's actually on the women's rugby national team. She doesn't get to play with them very often while she's playing soccer and playing goalkeeper at GCU. But yeah, she's had a phenomenal first year with us. We get her for 2 years. She's a transfer in from Fullerton. We have her this year and next year. And yeah, she's just been a great addition to our soccer family, not only on the field, but she has a great personality off the field as well.
Rugby, I had no idea, Coach. Is that does that translate to soccer?
I mean, I think it just translates to her overall athleticism, and I think she tried it. It was like some kind of like game show she was on. I'll have to talk to her more about it. It's kind of crazy, but she kind of made the national team through some sort of like almost game show situation. And, she's just a crazy good athlete. And like I said, has got a really big personality and has fit in really well in our culture and really well in our soccer family since day one, since her arriving on campus in July. She has emerged as quite the leader and quite the goofball off the field too, to be honest, which fits in our culture well too. We encourage the personalities. We like the big personalities. We like people to be able to express themselves and kind of be who they are. And she is definitely, she fits the mold for goalkeepers. I always say most goalkeepers are pretty weird. And yeah, she's pretty weird and got a big personality. And since I have one arm, I don't do a whole lot of goalkeeper training. That is all done by Coach Ben Parman, our assistant coach / goalkeeper coach. And Coach Parman's done a phenomenal job this year with DJ.
Coach, also wanted to touch base with you about who you got coming up this week. You got CBU. As you mentioned, Riverside is going to be the site of the women's soccer tournament this year. This is a team that's been playing pretty well. They got a tie against Utah Valley. That's the one team to tie them so far. What kind of matchup are you looking for this week as you face the Lancers?
Oh, it's going to be a huge matchup. It's a big rivalry. It's a big rivalry between GCU and CBU. They've done a phenomenal job over there. Kristen's done a great job. Her team is really good. They've only lost one match all year, Eric. I mean, they have 5 ties, but they've only lost one match. So they're playing really, really good soccer. So far in the conference, they have 2 wins and 2 ties. And we have 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. So they're sitting at 8 points. We're sitting at 7. So it's an absolutely huge match on Saturday night. They're our travel partner. So this is the only game of the weekend. It's Saturday night at 7 o'clock at GCU. in Phoenix. We're expecting a huge crowd. We're hoping to have a huge crowd there to support us. And I feel like, whoever wins this match at the end of the night is going to be, sitting in a good spot, sitting in second place, just right behind Utah Valley. So I think this is going to be a huge match, and I'm really excited for it because CBU's been playing some great soccer. They're really, really tough to score on. They're really good defensively. And like you said, they've only lost one match all year, and they tied Utah Valley, who's been proven recently to be in very good form since this conference started and has been scoring a lot of goals, and they held Utah Valley to only one goal. So it's going to be a huge challenge for our soccer family, but I know that we will be ready, and we will be ready for the task at hand. And it's only Tuesday, I think, but I can't wait for Saturday night at 7 p.m. for the match.
It is only Tuesday, but it'll be here before you know it, Coach. You mentioned the big matchup against CBU and hoping to get a good crowd. Is the weather finally starting to cooperate a little bit in Phoenix? I know here in Texas, it's been kind of a hot fall so far, but it's supposed to cool off a little bit, maybe be a little more soccer type weather for you.
Oh yeah, no, it's cooled down quite a bit. I think it's like 98 today, so we're not in triple digits anymore. Anytime it gets below 100, it's like cool here now. But no, actually in the morning, we train in the mornings, Eric. We train in the mornings from like 7:30 to 9:30, and it was probably like just absolutely perfect weather this morning. We were training. I felt like it was in the high 60s, low 70s. But yeah, I think actually this weekend though, it's supposed to spike back up and be about 100 degrees, but it won't be bad at night under the lights and in our stadium. Kind of blocks the sun. The sun will have gone down before kickoff. I mean, it will feel perfect. It'll be a perfect weather, perfect environment for a huge match on Saturday night. But I've gotten used to now. I've been here for 4 years. I never thought I would get to the point where I'm like, oh, it's only 90 degrees. It's not bad.
Coach, last thing, you mentioned the winner of that match probably in the driver's seat for that number 2 spot, at least for now. A little change to the WAC women's soccer tournament this year, not in the sense that the top 2 seeds still get a bye, which you can, I guess, play that however you want it. We've seen teams go from the back of the pack and get hot, and then you're playing your first match and you're playing a hot team. Or, we've also seen teams, hey, get the rest, and then they're in the championship. But there's 2 days in between matches this year, which is something new, starting the tournament on a Sunday, 2 days off, playing a Wednesday, 2 days off, playing a Saturday for the championship. Does that change anything? I mean, assuming, I know you're hoping to get to the soccer tournament, but does that change strategy at all? Or what's the idea behind the more off time in between the matches?
No, it's a great question. And I think it's amazing how much the WAC tournament has changed, because for several years there when I was in Kansas City, gosh, the tournament was always Thursday, Friday, Sunday. And that was, we did that for several years. And that was extremely difficult for those teams to play Thursday night, turn around and play someone within less than 24 hours, for a semifinal. And then if you're fortunate enough to win both of those, then you've got a final, 48 hours later. So I think what we're doing is right. I think the rest in between games makes for a lot better soccer, but maybe not quite the advantage now for the 1 and 2 seeds that it has been in the past, because everybody does have, the proper rest and preparation before the matches. But I still would rather have to win 2 games to get to the national tournament than 3. So we're going to be pressing and pushing like crazy to try to get that 1 or 2 seed and get that bye. But at the same time, I feel like all the teams that qualify for the tournament, seeded 3 through 6, have a much better opportunity than they had in the past when the tournament was Thursday, Friday, Sunday, or even most recently Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Now, like you said, to have an actual 2 days of rest and recovery and preparation in between each match is probably just going to make every game at the tournament just a better overall soccer game, and have all the players and athletes feeling better and have that recovery. And then it gives the coaching staffs enough time to watch game film and prepare and really get their tactics right for these very, very important matches at the end of the season.
Well, Coach Cissell, I want to thank you for taking some time out. As always, it's always a joy to talk to you, and we'll probably be seeing you here in a couple of weeks.
All right. Hey, thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. Appreciate the time. Appreciate talking to you. Always enjoy the interview, and thanks for reaching out. And yeah, hope to see you soon in Riverside in a couple of weeks here at the conference tournament.
All right, that is Chris Cissell, Grand Canyon women's soccer coach, joining us on the WAC podcast.
GCU later.